Alright, so it's time for Miatas at the Gap again, and so I'm going to get my Miata out of the garage, which has sat here since last year. Miata's at the Gap, and it actually broke down when I got it home. I think an ignition coil went bad in it, so we're going to have to get that fixed and hope that everything else is still good. The only downside is that's how much time we have until it's time to be there, and I've got a 6-hour drive just to get there. So I'm gonna get to it. So a couple things need to happen first. The battery is going to have to be charged or checked. I do have another battery that I'm going to stick in there just to get it going for now, but I'm going to have to get that going properly. I need to check the tire pressure. These tires are old, but that's what I'm going with. And obviously, I'm going to have to clean it up, change this ignition coil, and make sure all the fluids are good. Alright, so let's see what the battery looks like. .7 volts. That's not going to do much. Now that is a Optima battery from 2010, and it's worked great to be 9 years old. Usually when you get a battery down to 1 volt, it's not going to want to come back very well and last very long, so this battery is probably toast. We got light. We'll properly mount the battery before we leave. At least tie it back. Something. Coolant's good. About a half quart low on oil, but we are going to change it, so that'll be full as soon as we change it. And power steering low, add that. Brake fluid's good. Clutch is a little low. Alright, so let's get it started. So the wildlife tends to use my garage more than I do because of this dirt floor and the fact that the carpenter bees have destroyed a lot of it. I tend to use my carport more often, so it's kind of a trying to take the car back from the wildlife is what tonight's going to be all about. Alright, so I got a lot of faith in this car. It's been a really good car for all the years that I've owned it. I feel like it's going to start right up. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. Let's get it moved. Let's get it clean. Let's get it running right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A year of old, stale, nasty gas, bad coil pack, dead battery, haven't even moved the thing, and it's doing fine. It smells like rats and mice and all other kind of wildlife decided to come in here and have a wild time and party, have babies, and then die. So I'm very excited to get this car going again. This is one of my favorite cars that I own. It's probably the ugliest car that I own, but I still love it. So I'm not going to be able to do it tonight, but let's check tire pressure. And 28 or so. We'll add some. We'll add some tomorrow. Yeah, we'll add some tomorrow. I'm sure they're all bad. Well, it's not that bad. Still only add some.
Alright, with that very important air pressure check out of the way, it was time to call it a night. With no lights to film, I wanted to wait for the next morning to get started so I could bring you along. So let's bring some life back into this once great MX-5.
Alright, so we're going to figure out which ignition coil is bad. I did swap to the individual ones instead of just the one in the back, and most of them are cheap. Well, a couple are cheap, a couple are from O'Reilly's, and hopefully the ones from O'Reilly's, if they're bad, we'll just change them out under warranty. I do have an extra of the cheap ones though. All I got to do is start it up, unplug them one at a time. If it makes a difference in how it runs, that's going to be the bad, or that's going to be those are fine. If it doesn't make a difference in how it runs, that's the bad one. Alright, well that wasn't as obvious as it's been in the past, so maybe a little more than just the ignition coil. I may have a bad plug or a foul plug, so I need to go ahead and pull those out just to be sure. But I think that number one at the front, I think it made the most difference, or the least difference. So I think that might be the one that needs to be changed. But we're going to start with the plugs and go from there.
one looks okay. That one looks alright. That one looks fine. That one looks fine too. Alright, so we're just going to switch out that first ignition coil. I'm pretty sure it's the bad one. Unfortunately, the coil that I ordered is different. It's a little taller. It should still work. I'll just have to space it out a little bit. That'll be alright. Just going to put it in the back. A new bolt for it. I'll actually put the spacers back under here if this works. But for now I'm just going to kind of tighten them down just a little bit. Oh yeah, that was it. Now it's revving smoothly, like it should be. So because that coil is not right, I'm gonna still use it, but I'm gonna bring the old regular factory ignition system with me, because there's a good chance one of those is gonna go bad if they're not quite the same, and it puts pressure on the others. It might go bad. So might as well bring the old stuff. That way, at least I know that I'll be able to change it out and not be kind of stuck there with a misfiring engine. get some gas to test drive it a little bit, make sure everything is working well. It seems to be okay right now. We've only been on the road for a few minutes though, and we're gonna stop at the store, pick up some spark plugs, get some oil leak detector dye, a couple other little things, and basically let it warm all the way up and see how it goes. Yeah, this drive will definitely help to air all this terrible smell out of here. It smells awful. Alright, we're going to try out the cruise control. Got the switch on. Set it at 75. Alright, cruise control still works. That's awesome. Alright, we're about to stop here at the gas station and fill it up with non-ethanol gas. Gotta add some power steering fluid. It's making an awful noise. And with the misfire sorted out, a fresh tank of fuel, and a clean-ish car, that'll do it for today. Next time, the Miata gets cleaned up a little bit better, tuned up, and inspected for the approaching trip. And we actually leave a bit early for a change. So thanks for watching.